Hi, welcome back. This is where we left. So you may have noticed there are some isolated nodes here, here, and here. This is not an error, and I can think of two possible explanations to it. First, recall that we use the different shades of a color to represent the width of the edges. So probably there is connection between this node and some other nodes. However, the choice of the color and the width make it hard to spot. And let's click it to see. Yeah, so there is a connection between these two nodes, and it's just hard to notice. The second explanation is that there is simply no connection between this node and any other nodes. Imagine that you are in an online course and there is a discussion forum, and some student may have made some comments. However, the student never received any replies from his or her peers and never replies to his or her peers, which makes the student an isolated node in the discussion forum dataset. So another thing about this figure is we may want to know who is this node and who is this node. So how are we gonna do it? We can visualize it by using their ID, their names, right? So let's go here. This button is show edge labels, and this button is show node labels. Let's click it. Nothing happens. Why? So it's time to double check our data. Let's go to the data lab. And remember that we want to visualize the labels for the nodes. So let's go to the node page. The label is empty, so nothing shows. Let's go to here. Let's go here. Yeah, copy data. Because basically the labels is the name. So we can copy the data from ID to label. Click OK. There it is. And let's go back. Click it again. Ta-da! Our labels. And you may use this one to change the size of the label. This is for the color, and this is for the font or some other things you may explore later. And here, this one is the show edge labels. The process is the same. Remember that the edge label is empty. So when we click the show edge labels, nothing shows. And let's cancel it. And also you can use this one to change the width of the edges. That's it. Let's say this is the figure I want. And what's next? Let's go to the preview. So by default setting, when you click preview, it is supposed to look like this. And however, if things are a little different, you go to the window menu, and there are choices like the preview, which is this part, and preview settings, which is this part. And if nothing shows on your preview page, you just double click it or use the refresh button. So, but the figure looks a little bit different from what we have developed, right? So here's the thing about Gephi. The overview page provides you a simple overview for your design, and you have to do the setting things in the preview page before you export the figure. Let's go here. So here is the menu for the nodes, and color, capacity, border color. You may notice that the color is black instead of green, so you can change it later here. And border width. Here's the node labels. Let's click show node labels. Yay! But The font is, let's change the font here. Let's make it 8. Okay, refresh. Okay, let's change it 5. Okay, see, it makes sense. Yeah, it looks better now. And the color, you can change it. And the shorten label, if you have like the label that are really long, and you can use this function, and you may change the max characters to control for how you shorten the label. And outline size, outline capacity, opacity, that's all the things you can explore later. And the box, so if you click this one, the labels will be in a box. Let's refresh. And also here are the options for edges. So color here is mixed. Remember that we use the different shades of the color to represent the width of the edges, so it's mixed here. And the curved is how the edges look like. If we cancel it, so it will become straight edges. And as you may notice, there is another option of the size of the arrows here. So another thing about the Gephi is if you use the curved edges, the arrows disappear. So you kind of have to make the choice here. And edge labels, as we haven't done anything about the edge labels, so let's just ignore this. Yeah, that's the figure we developed earlier. Yeah, the color is somehow a little different, and yeah, don't worry about it. And now let's export it. Desktop, untitled. Let's make it Gephi example. And you can change the file format here. Save. Okay, now let's take a look. Gephi example. Here is the graph we have developed. So that's basically what you need for this assignment. Bye. Enjoy the homework.